way to go and say, oh, screw that, we're going live. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I am Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander and host of this, the 41st, holy crap, 41st episode of Along the Frontier, an alien RPG campaign. This is entitled Evolutionary. Why? Maybe it'll become evident shortly. I am the game master, or the game mother, if you follow the text. Jabberwocky98, thanks for that follow before I even went live 6 minutes ago, by the way, according to my OBS software. I am the game mother, title I didn't create, but with me, wow, I am all over. Thank God I have notes. I can't follow my own. Never mind. I'm the game master. I have 3 additional people here playing this game with me, and they are far better at it than I am. Let's check in with Rodance, Luke, and Kane, roughly that order, and see what's new and exciting for them. Meanwhile, I'll just be over here watching the perfect predator in action. Rodance, what's new and exciting for you?
Well, I am excited for the second half of our Expanse one-shot that we started yesterday. I've already set up plans to mess with another one of my friends. It's great. Quite easy to do.
Is this in reference to the comments for Woldane that I'm probably going to forget?
Oh, I'm going to message you later so you don't, because it's too funny
I mean,
not
you'll
to.
see when the match is scheduled,
You don't
because you've got
understand.
access to that channel.
Like, you don't understand. I get random voicemails just saying, I'm still standing. And we do it back and forth to each other because we've spent way too long having that song stuck in our head.
That's
so now
amazing.
We call each other up and just leave a message singing a couple bars.
That is
Alternatively,
amazing.
There's another one we use that we don't say in public in front of children for obvious reasons.
Yes, the one involving horses.
Mm-hmm. He apparently made the mistake of whistling it at work, and one of his coworkers clocked him whistling it.
Oh. Oh my. That is amazing.
Apparently he made a new friend at work, because apparently they have their same taste in music.
I don't know that song at all.
Oh, I'll have to send you the link later.
Okay.
It's hilarious. I'm wildly inappropriate, done by a furry band for somebody.
Oh.
It's literally a furry band cover of the song.
That's somehow that just became much weirder.
Much worse. Yeah. But more entertaining, right?
That's better.
Yeah. Definitely not in the better direction, but whatever. I'm easily entertained, so who cares?
Yeah.
Luke, what's new and exciting for you, my friend?
I guess I was also excited about the next game. I started writing it. So it might actually be bad because I have a week to write it and second guess it.
I wish I could give you a like tips or something, but like, just write it.
I think it'll
just
be fun.
write what you got. If we like it, cool. If we don't like it, we'll probably enjoy playing the game together anyway, even if we don't necessarily enjoy what we're doing. We've all been on that table, I'm sure, where it's like, I'm having a lot of fun playing this game, and I'm having a lot of fun hanging out with these people. This particular dungeon, this mission, this quest, this whatever, hit or miss, but I'm still having fun, so who cares?
Okay. I will take that as advice.
I don't know if it's necessarily the greatest advice ever. Well, no, we know it's not. Bet on
but
Black
it's just like,
is definitely
it's
better.
decent.
This is spoken like a guy who knows that a lot of his stuff is bombed.
No, this is spoken by a guy who's afraid a lot of his stuff will bomb.
Honestly, I'm having a great time with the Alien RPG. Not a lot of things have bombed necessarily. Maybe like a session or two was like a little draggy or whatever. But honestly, I really like the like marine countries and things like that. So just little flavor things. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I think more or less personal mood probably affected the coloration of like a game more than anything else, in my opinion, for myself.
It can. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all people, so whatever we bring to the table, both metaphysically, literally, tangibly, you know, it's gonna be there. It's gonna show up. You know. I mean, I definitely wrote an entire cutscene for a separate game entirely around the idea of being absolutely fed up with scammers attempting to scam me. So, actually, no, it wasn't even. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, it wasn't even a cutscene. It was an entire, we'll just say, angle. So.
Yeah, so still waiting on a couple things as far as like personal life goes, like getting a job. But I spoke with my career counselor and she's like, okay, things are looking good. And I'm like, all right, I'll trust you on that.
Sometimes you just gotta let it roll. Or as
Yeah.
God, I told you guys last night about my Battlestar Galactica rewatch that I just wrapped.
Oh my
so
God.
I'm still a little in my feels, but like now I'm just reminded of various characters and some of the things that they would say throughout the series. And Commander, later Admiral Adama, one of his lines was, "Sometimes you just have to roll a hard 6." I'm like, what does that mean? Like, is that one of those like, fuck it, either do or die? Is that what that? Because that's kind of what it sounds like, do or die.
It sounds like they also play the age system or the expense at this point. Just gotta roll that 6.
Maybe, man. Oh man, Kane, let's check in with you, man. What's going on with you? New and exciting things. I mean, yeah, we had the Expanse last night. That was an amazing time. I don't know if anything new has happened in the last 24-ish hours.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Face
If
says
you-
it all.
Yeah,
If
it's
people are
like,
interested in my week between the last time we played this and the Expanse game, they can watch that episode. And
yeah.
in the last 24 hours, not much has changed since that intro.
Yeah. I guess I'll summarize mine with like still unemployed.
Still unemployed. Yep, there you go. Status update? There is no update. All right. So, previously, I just have in my notes that we're just going to do kind of a coldish open. I'm going to review, or not review. I'm just going to reread the mission brief just so we're all on the same page, and then once we do the mission brief, we'll go into the insertion options and letting you guys figure out what you want to do from there. I know when we wrapped last week, or maybe shortly after we wrapped, you guys were coming up with a couple of different ideas. They may or may not work, or I may or may not be well prepped for them, but we'll figure that out as we go. So once again, we are in the briefing room on the badge ship, which looks an awful lot like the Tamatam, except incredibly cleaned and well maintained. And every now and again, Pike in particular, but also other members of the team, will get dirty looks from some of the tech crews, in particular regarding scuff marks, putting things back exactly where they got them from, etc., etc. And Badge is kind of doing his little, not quite a soapbox thing, but he's definitely speaking. Thanks to you, Secretary of Defense is alive and well. The intel you've gathered during this war has exposed the deep void organizations within our ranks. Several high-ranking officers are under arrest and pending court-martial. You personally have cut out the cancer within the USCMC. The Secretary has authorized me to give you all field promotions effective immediately. Congratulations. We do have one small problem, Marines. The big fish have slipped the net. General Vaughn and her deep void yes-men have gone rogue. They must be brought to justice. I know the General treated the gunslingers with open arms after Fort Nebraska, but make no mistake, Vaughn is a traitor to the United Americas. Mother's deep analysis of the data obtained during Operation Go Fish, which, if you recall, was on the world of Pandora at the Anisadora colony, where you were sent down to look for those two scientists. Mother has pinpointed a deep void facility on that shitstorm planet. Darwin Island is located about 120 kilometers away from Adalga Island and that colony that you were at previously. The system sensor net showed the Blackguard ship Tungu Along, Terranceport, and Vaughn's Black Bart dropship entering the Pandora system about a week ago. As of this morning, dropships have been making repeated cargo runs from the island to the Along in orbit. She's down there. I can feel it. We're carrying a company-ish. When he says company-ish, this is my notes. I actually didn't specify this. So they're carrying about 80 people, give or take, of tactical types. This ship will engage the Tungo along and make a frontal assault on the island. What he needs is for you guys to be an infiltration team to slip past their defenses, secure all Project Life Force, which is all the xenomorph related stuff, the Berserker program, and any other Deep Void data for evidence. Take Vaughn and any other high-ranking Deep Void leaders alive. We've got to know how deep their bullshit goes, and they've got to face trial. So get them, get the data, and get out so we can nuke the damn site from orbit. And then you get satellite imagery, which I will put up in just a second, so that you can figure out your insertion options plan. Let me see. So, and I'm assuming you guys can see on here. You don't need tokens dropped.
I can see, yeah.
All right, so you have 3 options that Mother has come up with, and Badge has basically said, like, this is probably the most feasible, reasonable. You have a dropship deployment, a deep sea deployment, or a dead drop deployment. With the dropship, because of the island's air defenses, Mother says a dropship insertion has only a 37% probability of success. It will involve, of course, dropships flying down to the island and depositing you, effectively. There are, I forget exactly what they're called off the top of my head right now, but there are the railguns that shoot up into space around the rim of the caldera. There's also been noted sentry guns all along the rim as well. That look on Tate's face.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. So effectively what that means is anybody coming in from the air directly above or really close to the island, not a good idea. Not to mention that you've also got to, like, you'd be storming the beach more or less, or not so much the beach, but there's also bunkers along the perimeter of the island. That's these little square blocks that you can see on the map. Yeah, you got it. You have an option for a deep sea deployment. You can launch from the ship in a service skiff, and while this craft is extremely vulnerable as it descends through the atmosphere, upon reaching the ocean's surface, it can be used as a submarine. The skiff can then take you guys past the island's shoreline the island's shoreline detection grid. But at some point, you'll have to depart from the skiff and then swim the rest of the way in. Of course, you will have access if you choose that route. You'll have access to some fins and rebreathers. The other option is the dead drop deployment. This is what you used on that one planet where you were sent down to do BDA because allegedly the UPP had blown up their own stuff, but in truth it wasn't the UPP. Or maybe it was, because now I don't remember exactly which lie was which.
Orbital coffins.
Yeah, effectively, you're going to do it Starship Troopers the book style, as opposed to the Starship Troopers the movie style.
Or Helldiver style.
Or Helldiver style, if you for something a little bit more modern.
Way more survivable rates.
Yeah, nobody's shooting down Helldiver pods.
Yeah.
So railgun, yeah.
What will happen with that is, these are, you get the idea. Helldiver pods onto the island, or ideally close to the island. Those are the methods and the plans that Mother and Badge offer. I guess at this point, the next question is what other crazy cockamamie plans do you guys have as far as getting onto the island for yourselves?
I have 2 questions.
I have answers. I don't know if you'll like them.
Several.
What is this?
That's a great question. It's believed that is an underground facility. And so there's 2 of these dashed outlined areas. They don't know what these are. Some sort of underground cave system, perhaps, unknown. This one, they believe that, based on various thermal readings, that there is an underground like a magma tunnel that they have effectively drilled into as a power source. Geothermal power.
And the other one,
Unknown.
does it look like there's surface access for any of this? Or is this like all underground?
It's I don't have a good answer, and I can tell you that from surface-based satellite imagery, that does not show up. So this this one is going to show up like either some sort of schematic, maybe they've managed to get some crazy form of ground penetrating radar sort of deal, but the top down satellite imagery does not show that at all. It also doesn't show this, but this they've got idea as to what that is. Go ahead.
If you can see my little mouse, whatever,
Yes.
is this all connected like through water, right?
That is a canal, yes.
And is this in the water at all?
No, it is suspended about a dozen meters or so above the surface of that lagoon.
I do have zip lines.
There is a zip line. There is a mag rail line. That is
like
dotted line
grappling
right here.
hook thing.
Oh, a zip line?
So the 0G grapple doesn't have enough force to really work
well. No, that's right. Yeah.
In a normal gravity environment.
Yeah. So effectively, what you know is there are 3 pylons.
Yep.
That hold.
Which are landing pads.
No, those aren't landing pads. Those are pylons.
These are landing pads
that holds this facility, which is a 6-level construction.
Okay, so this is a landing pad right here.
That the roof of that building is a landing zone, and then you can descend from there into the lower levels of whatever else is there.
Okay.
And all of that is suspended effectively above the volcano that has become a lagoon.
Caldera.
Well, yeah, it's a caldera now.
I kind of just want to reach through like the maps and smack whatever future Meridium nonsense material that they attempted to make a floating base hanging off of pylons out of. God, what a waste of money.
Future
I can't believe the military
80s.
built this.
Well, yeah. I mean, so you would know by this point that Deep Void consists of the USCMC, elements of Weyland-Yutani, elements of Hyperdive.
Oh, never mind. This is all private enterprise money, clearly, because the military, USMC wouldn't pay for that.
No.
No, some Weyland-Yutani engineers said that this was a great way for biocontainment.
Yeah. Somebody somewhere was like, all you have to do is blow 2 of the pylons, and the entire structure goes into the water.
And then it's just free in the water.
All touching any of them would knock it into the water. There's not enough to hold it up. You need all 3.
Sure.
Do these pylons have like service access, or are they solid construction?
Unknown.
This thing that goes in, right?
That's a trans.
So this, I feel like this is the worst way in because we're just gonna get killed.
Yeah, no, we're not using.
Yeah, that's the mag. Yeah, that's a. I don't recall specifically off the top of my head, but that's going to be some sort of like bunker-ish, and then mag cars and whatnot. So all the service equipment for that, and then that dotted line there is the actual mag line up into the facility.
Yeah,
okay, so
riding that would be suicide, but breaking it might be a good idea.
Yeah.
So is the facility floating, being propped up or hanging below the pylons?
Yeah, is it up or down?
Oh, that's a great question.
Like
I'm assuming
okay.
So the volcano, the top of the island is obviously the volcano, and then the caldera, right? And so the pylons are around the outside of the rim, and then the structure hangs down because it says the structure hangs about 10 feet, or excuse me, like about 10 meters or something like that above the surface of the water. So it's suspended, hanging.
Can you show us? Did we have the map of the different levels?
Yes.
Cool. Can we see that map, please?
So obviously you get a bit of a side view here, and then you've got the individual floor plans kind of matched all into one.
Oh, there we go. You can see it that it's hanging down.
Yeah.
But you can also see that the pylons also offer railgun access, which are ridiculously large.
Yes.
So those circles, the circles on the end on the top-down map are the railgun platforms.
Yeah. So you will have realized, a keen set of eyes would have noticed that at each pylon is a separate railgun shooting upwards. Not shooting upwards, but pointed upwards.
It almost
Alright,
looks like
well-
it suggests that each of those arms has a mag rail in it.
It does suggest that, which is weird because the mag rail only exists in. Well, let's see. The mag rail station is on sublevel 1,
And
then
there's stations on both sides.
yeah, I had to double check my notes on the locations because I think it says one way it does this and one way it does that. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have. Don't misunderstand. Like, I have the notes. I just have to refresh my memory on what exactly it says. Because I in my head right now, I'm remembering it only basically goes to the rim and back. It doesn't go through the facility to the other side of the caldera,
Yeah,
for instance.
like even if we swam below it and climbed on the outside, there's no real access inside of the thing until we go almost all the way to the top. Because there's a cable car platform on sub-level 3, and that's the first exterior access to this entire freaking item. Like there's no windows, there's
Oh,
none
you know
of
what?
that.
You know
Yeah.
what? Maybe that cable car is what I'm thinking of. Cable car 3, and then that dotted line in the facility at
Yeah.
the rim that we were talking about. That's the cable car. The mag rail.
Yeah,
is a
that's also
different.
the level with the
Hold on,
observation balcony.
It looks like the mag rails are the two support arms that are opposite each other, and then the third
Yeah,
one
they're
doesn't
not
have
actually
one.
mag rails as in like trains. I think they're like magnetic rail support systems or something.
Give me a
They
second.
don't look like they're
Let me
wasting.
look at my. Let me review my notes to make sure I'm not screwing this up, because now I am getting a little perplexed.
Yeah, a rig
So,
mag rail station
okay, it's on 3. So
assumes
3
it's
has.
some form of maglev technology.
All right. Derailed. Okay, the
Almost
overhead
censored
mag
stuff, eh?
rail. Excuse me. The overhead mag rails lead to the eastern and western lava tubes. So if you can get to those, which are the two dotted areas that we're reading as submerged or underground.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, what you can start putting together in your head as far as like the most basic idea of how to get in and around on this island and whatnot. I'm gonna switch it back to the other map really quick.
Yeah.
If you can get into the caldera, either the cable car or down somewhere where this lava tube area is, or if you happen to find
Yeah.
like
This makes sense. The mag rail running down the arms
yeah,
to be able to hit the underground sections on each side.
correct,
All right.
And then this doesn't have one because there's a cable car.
right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How deep is the caldera?
That's a great question. And off the top of my head, I don't know. Give me a second.
Okay. And a follow-up question is how tall is this thing without the pylons?
1 moment, please. Oh, here we go. That's gonna give me a good answer. So, caldera is made of coarse lava rock that cut and scrape 100 meters tall. Doesn't say the water. That's really because I'm not reading the water. I'm reading the caldera. Let's see. At its center is the deepest point, about 10 meters deep. And then the station itself is. It may not be a full 10 meters above the surface of the water, but it gets to about 10 meters deep at the center of the lagoon.
10 meters deep now. That's
30 feet, give or take.
33 feet, yeah. Okay. And how tall is this structure?
6 levels, but they are double vaulted ceilings, so it's probably closer to like 12 stories, give or take. So just say feet. That listen. Some people use metric. I know this is a crazy idea for anybody that's an American.
What are feet?
What are feet? Those are the two things at the end of your legs.
Oh, okay.
It separates your toes from your ankles.
I was wondering what those were. Okay, so I guess my question is, if we knock out like east or western pylons, right?
Uh-huh.
And this thing just like topples into the water and goes sideways. I guess there's two parts to our objective: is to get that person out of there, the high value targets, and secure the test subjects, right?
Or orders are capture kill.
Capture kill. Okay, but also,
So
sorry,
yeah,
like,
so your primary
So
objective.
they want them, but it's okay if we have to kill them.
Yeah,
all right, yeah, all right.
you want your measurements in
just feel
horses. You get heights of several hands and a few stone for weight measurement. That's all you get. So your primary mission objectives: capture, kill General Vaughn and any other high value targets from Deep Void. Gather any data that is on site that you can get your hands on, because intel is always important. And then get the fuck out before they nuke the place. You've not been given like a time limit of like, if you're not here by noon, we're gonna nuke it. That has not been expressly, but there is the implied do as much as you can as quickly as you can, because we want to nuke this place, but other things are more important, like capturing Vaughn.
Do you remember our first mission?
Something about a jungle and the blaze of glory. No, the ship was the name.
Glory of the proletariat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it turns out later it was actually named the glory of the proletariat. Yes.
But we took off on one of the little ships to get out of there, and Warren, Wescott, Winston, and Watts took a picture on like the end of the dropship.
Yes,
as we're, like,
your
flying
Hollywood
off.
picture moment.
Pike was like, click, and we're all like, yeah, and the thing is blowing up in the background. It's gonna be a really different picture this time.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be some like tired people in the back of the dropship, and one of you flipping the bird, like, leave me alone.
They're so tired they don't even flip the bird. It's just no.
Yeah.
All right, so
Warren
what is the
thinner.
plan here? What do we want to do? You've got
All right.
obviously dropship insertion is probably not a good idea. You've got fall into the water and swim the rest of the way in, via submersible skiff thingy, or
right, so
hell dive.
let's look at our objectives first, right?
Okay.
So we can
Yeah.
figure out what we need to do here. We need to capture kill Vaughn. We need the data, and Pike wants to make sure that nobody else gets to escape.
Okay, but the thing is that we have all kinds of people on the outskirts of this thing. Apparently, there's 80 people.
No, the badge has approximately 80 people of tactical types. In other words, what he has is the equivalent of a rifle company or a couple
so
rifle
we
platoons.
have,
and they're not going to be dropping with us.
No, they are going to be a frontal assault element, but they're going to be
a totally different mission than us.
Yeah,
they
they are the distraction element. So
no,
see,
I heard that there was 80 people inside this building.
I mean, there might be, but we don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as people on the island, we don't have a number.
I was just trying to like rough out the numbers here. If we had like apparently a company, well then there would be like probably like 5 people per like these things, and then I was like, apparently all that math was entirely superfluous.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right. So we need to know that we've secured capture kill on Vaughn. So we need to make sure we have a really short time for that, because that's super time sensitive between first contact and confirmation on her. There's no way she's going to want to stick this out. She's already demonstrated she doesn't want to die for the cause, so she didn't stick around to fight it out conventionally. She ran here, so she will run.
Do it once, she'll do it again.
Getting the data, that's all Octavia, like 100%. I don't know if they're going to try to purge their data, if they're going to try to download their data. So there is some time sensitivity on that as well. And as far as getting out, I feel like we steal a dropship.
Okay, so what are
Which
the chances we can
means
aim one of these drop pods, not a drop ship, but a drop pod, Helldiver style, onto the rig?
Are you trying to? So you want to land a Helldriver pod on the rig and make that your insertion right there?
Now,
he's asking about firing an empty
arguably,
pod.
I'm sorry.
It makes one hell of a flashy distraction, though.
He's talking about firing an empty pod.
Yeah,
Oh,
because we're not going to survive those landings.
So here's a thought, because we want to have that really short chain, right? To get to Vaughn before she can leave.
right.
If we do the submersible entrance, that is the only stealth entrance.
Unless you got stealth suits.
So if we take the stealth option with the submersible, that allows us to get into the structure. And when we're ready to begin our assault, we can try to call up to the ship to fire off a squad worth of empty drop pods for a false insertion. And
I do like that.
assault and begin our assault when those pods land and they're reacting to a team that has supposedly shown up.
And then we can count how many actually hit the ground and weren't shot out of the sky, and then exchange money.
That's true. We can make bets on how many actually land.
Okay.
So if we do that, the cable car seems like a not great bet to go from water to inside.
It seems like the least likely to get killed immediately.
So we're going up with the volcano. This is what you're telling me. Lava. Magma.
Can we see the floor plan again?
Yeah, which floor plan, or sorry, don't mind me. I know what I'm trying to say.
Sublevel 2 is all windows. Sublevel 3 is the cable car, so that's not great. Not a great option. But on sublevel 6 in the freezer rooms, looks like that's about as thin as the walls get.
Yeah.
I don't know what they keep in something that they're going to label the vault, but I sure as fuck don't want to find out with my forehead. But the freezers.
I love the way you phrased that. Also, Viking.
Well, and
Mike,
yeah.
Last time there was a vault, it was on a space station, and our medic died.
Yeah, and it wasn't actually a vault. The best part about that, though, just a quick side. I don't know if you remember this or not. That vault was like the secondary fuel tank that they used to house the alien queen.
So
this is a real vault.
If we can bring cutting equipment and get access to like the wall for the freezer or the floor underneath it, there's a bunch of shit hanging off the bottom of the platform. So that gives us stuff that we can try to see if they're close enough to get the grapples on.
I mean, they have to have standard grappling hooks somewhere.
Well, you've got
they have to exist.
You've got the grappling guns.
Yeah.
Which
we just get the non-zero G version.
Or not customized, but you could set like preferences or whatever to account for varying levels of gravity.
Like, so over here,
I'm good
bottom of sublevels. Sorry. Yeah. So like this shit hanging on the bottom gives us an opportunity to get to the bottom of sublevel 6 and try to cut our way into one of the freezers.
Yeah. That sounds like a decent plan.
I have a question.
I can haul tanks for the cutting equipment. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Alita has cutting torch and stuff.
I think at least one of you has.
You've got the handheld one. That can handle,
but like you want like a real one.
I think he's talking about like an industrial grade one.
Yeah.
So my question is, this is probably the vault. This goes down to a door, which they can eject whatever's in the vault into the caldera, I think.
Which are the reasons I don't want to go in the vault.
I actually didn't say anything, Mike. I got sidetracked with the conversation here.
That looks an awful lot like some sort of containment for so many reasons.
It's a containment that can be purged, okay? And that's
in this game? Nice. No, nobody's trying to hold on to anything. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Paranoid much, Jesus.
So yeah. Now, where do we think So looking at the floor plan, we've got to identify what we think is the most likely locations we could find Vaughn and where Octavia needs to get to steal all their shit.
So you see that okay, so the weapons development, maybe.
Okay.
What is unit 106 or unit 1 to 6 on research center?
Unknown.
Okay. There's a
I know
clean
exactly
room
what it is, obviously.
storage.
But sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Okay,
reading the
so
room names.
Yep.
Oh, the Apollo mainframe next to the tax center is probably the best place you want to put me, up on level 3.
Yeah, level 3 is probably where you're gonna want to go if you want to get easy access to all pertinent information. That's probably where you want to go.
If
okay,
we're
so
gonna
an
guess on where the
open
lady is, she's probably chilling in her bunk on sub-level 2 in command suite. If she isn't like
Engaged in some particular task.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a normal workspace for her.
So
Yeah.
I have a question about the observation balcony and the open briefing theater. And this is to the players because this is a smart ass question. That seems like a place that would have things go from here to here and do stuff while people are watching.
Maybe.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
the
a bad
observation
place.
balcony is above the briefing room.
That's what I mean. It's above and clearly like supposed to be safer than the briefing room.
And they've got airlocks set up for those units, almost like holding pens.
Yeah. Some hell of a doggy.
Well,
Guys,
yeah.
trust the GM when he says they're not holding anything.
Fuck you.
I don't trust anything.
Okay, guys. So what does the plus symbol and a square icon mean?
Aid station or something, isn't it?
It's a med lab.
Yeah, there's a med lab in the middle of that briefing theater, which makes me think it's some surgical dog and pony show right there that we don't want to be any part of.
Yeah, no, that's not a great place to be at all. Whether or not it's a feeding area or it's a like
I imagine
weird,
it's a
like,
surgical
medical
torture / dissection / display area.
Yeah, I don't want to be near that either. That just sounds
Yeah.
Angel of Deathy.
Angel of Death.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, so
what was his name? Mendeleev or something?
Do we know how thick this glass is on sub level 2?
Let's see. I mean, other than trying to guesstimate based on the grid and scale and that, you have no particular data for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and once you start getting into multiple feet worth of glass, bullet deflection makes ballistics awkward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you probably can't shoot through that with any standard firearm. And things that could get through that would probably just trash the entire suite.
And you would probably know that, like, you guys know that Project Life Force in particular was all sorts of genetic tinkering and learning about the xenomorph. So you would probably be like, yeah, no surprise that the glass here is super fucking thick because it's got, I don't know, acid for fucking blood.
Also, it kind of occurs to me that there are at least 4 high-value targets.
Because there are 4 different sets of suites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have not been given any additional names, just Vaughn and then a generic any other Deep Void people there.
Okay, so we know what Wayland Yutani is. What is Hyperdyne and Geo Gold?
Gehogod is that research. You guys remember, your characters would remember this. Okay, the Gehogod Institute is a think tank.
A short answer is they're like
it's
like a bunch of MIT eggheads that hang out together and just talk through problems.
Right. But where it came up in context for you guys was that those 2 scientists you were sent to go find on this planet, ironically, because they were trying to get away, had been working on the engineer research, artifacts, music, and genetics.
Yeah. Hyperdyne does computers and androids.
Yeah. Which I'm not sure. Personally, I'm not sure what Hyperdyne is involved, other than they are a major corporation and have a lot of money, so they're probably involved in some way.
I mean, they're huge in computers.
Yeah.
So
Gahol is where we're gonna find Mendeleev.
Mendeleev?
It's
the
like
Angel of Death.
Jokomo.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, I heard you say
Mangala?
it, but I didn't register it because I was typing.
Arugula. I don't know. Is that a fruit or something?
It
Or
sounds like a
Arugula is a leafy
rutabaga
green.
is a vegetable, if I'm not mistaken.
Arugula is a leafy green.
Maybe
yeah.
okay. What's a rutabaga? That's a tuber then, isn't it?
Arugula is a root vegetable,
It's
similar to a
vegetable,
radish.
Yeah, there you go.
all right. So
It's a big old thing.
If we want to get you into the Apollo mainframe, we could try to cut our way into a freezer, get our way through the freezer to the processing area. Doesn't look like there's intercoms in processing. So if we can hit it hard and fast, breaching charge the door, just kill anyone we see in there so that nobody can leave.
Where are we?
We're talking sub level 6.
On sub level 6.
Sub level 6. Okay, all right, I'm here.
We take the processing area. We probably come in on the right-hand freezer. So we're coming in looking at the entrance to the express lift instead of being on the opposite side from it.
Central cargo lift and ladders. Okay.
Yeah. We seize this area. We seize it fast. We seize it hard. We might be able to maintain stealth. Then we could take the ladder. Looks like a service ladder. So the elevator can still run and do whatever. We can service ladder up to deck 3. Have a team there to get Octavia into the mainframe.
Yeah.
And we can ladder up to sub level 2, and we can just fucking go ham on sub level 2. In between between the tactical center and the entirety of sub level 2, that gives us a good chance at hitting Vaughn.
Okay, so I want to state 2 things about your plan, and I'm not naysaying or congratulating. The express lift goes directly from the bottom to level 1. It doesn't go anywhere else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Central cargo goes to every stage, which is fine.
Do you notice how the central cargo lift has a door directly into the tax center? And the ladder is basically adjacent to the central cargo lift.
Yeah.
We might, when we want it, once we break in and clear that first deck, taking the tax center first might be to our benefit. Because there's obviously going to be people in there at all times. And if we take that, we can damage their communication so they can't talk to each other as well.
Sure. I mean, if you can, the team we deposit on sub level 3 can sabotage the cargo lift, take the tactical center.
Oh, cripple the whole station in one shot.
Yeah.
And then move to take the mainframe.
Yeah, because I think it would make sense for us to bust in, clear the sub level 6, and then go to the tac room first, because the tac room is the most likely guaranteed for there to be armed people in, right? Because you can't leave a tac room unattended. So the tactical center is where we want to go first, because there's guaranteed to be people in there. And if we take them out quick, we then can take control of a lot of the other stuff around. Hell, we could probably even turn off the anti-air from there, because it's the tactical center. Now, they might have secondary controls at each, remember? But
we're certainly going to need to take those guns out to be able to leave.
Yeah,
which is probably
so we
tactical center
have
and
to take
Apollo
the tac
mainframe.
center no matter what. And there's no point in leaving those people behind us when they can coordinate everything around us.
Okay.
Yeah. So we need to take. So yeah, I agree. The team on sub level 3 hits the tac center first, and then rolls into the Apollo mainframe.
Yeah.
Okay,
that means I have to go to that one because no one else has the necessary skills for the mainframe.
Which also means that the rest of that team knows that Octavia must be the last to fall.
Yeah.
Or we all die.
Octavia, target number 1. Got it.
Okay, so just to revise, we go in through here on level 6. If we have the express lift down here at any point, that we could probably just bomb it right away and just cripple that. Right?
if we want to try to continue the element of surprise, if we still have it when we seize sub-level 6, which they'll certainly be armed guards for the vault. If we can do that and maintain a degree of stealth, then if we just sabotage the lift, we don't have to blow it up. We can lock it in place. We can call it down and lock it in place.
Okay. Then we can take the cargo lift and the ladder to where we need to go, if at all possible.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to use the ladder, so if there's regular movement on the cargo lift, it gives us more time. So people don't know that anything's messed up right away. And once we're all in position, you guys can call the central cargo lift to your floor and pass through it for the assault and lock it in place.
Yeah, because the ladder doesn't actually make it to anything other than the cargo lift area. So it's kind of skipping it.
I'm debating the benefits of us splitting and going as 2 teams. Like we hit together and then we split, one to going to TAC command, the other going to command suite. What is the benefit of that versus us staying together and then splitting after we take the TAC command?
I want Vaughn.
Okay. So it's purely for taking Vaughn.
Yes.
Which means you would have to lead the other team then.
So who do you want on your team? Is my big question.
I'm envisioning Pike and Warren on one team and everybody else on the other team.
Me too.
And that's because I feel like Pike, if Pike is going to go on an absolute kill mission and has to take somebody with him, it's going to be Warren.
Yeah.
And Alita, though a little fragile, considering she has
trained in
breaching.
Assault,
she's a breacher.
Yeah.
Assault Marine, yeah.
And I mean, Watcher knows how to use a gun.
See, that's the thing, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's out of character. Does Alita have subdue?
Subdue, yes.
So Alita has experience that she's like got on record for like policing action. She's got that extra chance to pin somebody and take them out.
Oh, she's worse than that. She's got past the limit too. And which basically makes it so she can push an extra time.
Alita is the person you want if you're trying to take Vaughn alive.
Yeah.
Because she's skilled in that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're planning on just murking her ass, take Warren.
Yeah, but you could just shoot her in the leg.
My thought isn't to capture Vaughn because, you know, she's going to resist. It's going to be very hard to take her alive reasonably. It'll be a safety thing. We'll try. But there's other people on that floor that we might be able to take. And that's something that
you have less vengeance on.
Yeah, it's not personal for anyone else on that floor.
Okay, so who are the members of our team again? It's been a week. We got Watcher, Octavia, Warren, Alita, and Pike. 5 people.
Plus, I trust Warren will kill a fuckload of people
before they get to Wescott, is what you're basically saying.
I trust Warren to, yeah.
Wright is trained in whatever martial arts the Colonial Marine Corps uses in subduing people.
Yeah, subdue specifically, you're skilled in subduing an opponent without harming them. When you attack a humanoid opponent in close combat, you can declare that you're trying to subdue them. You get a +2 modification to the attack. But if it hits, it doesn't inflict any damage. Instead, you hold your opponent in grapple. Extra success rolls have no success, no effect. And I have passed the limit, which allows me to push an extra time. My physical strength rolls, my skill-based rolls on strength twice.
So I think what I want to do, I think I want to take Alita with me. In case there's anybody else who's high value that we can try to take. And I trust that Matthew will die to keep Octavia alive. And I trust he'll kill a lot of motherfuckers if it comes to it.
I see the logic in that.
He will. He will. He will at least try his absolute best. If he falls in combat and the whole thing goes to hell, you can rest assured that he didn't go down without a fight.
Yeah.
He did grenade an entire fire team coming off some random ass dropship in the middle of a fucking mission where he was the only one capable of fighting, and he almost, but chose not to. Took a very drastic, different course of action.
Now,
yeah,
if we're gonna do
We
it
need
this
another one of
way,
those.
if we're gonna do it this way, Alita, understand we will not have a medic on our team. Your life is worth more than the other people on that sublevel. We would like to take some people who are high value, but they do not come with us if you die. Keep that in mind. Try to balance that.
All right.
We get some or we get none.
It's gonna be a whole train of people behind her in like zip ties.
all I heard in that was bring extra zip ties.
Yeah.
All right. And so, what is our plan for the actual insertion? I believe there is a distractionary blast of Helldiver pods, and then landing in the water and infiltrating the lagoon. Is that the plan?
What I would like to do is I would like to drop 2 pairs of pods, so it looks like they know that we're a team of 5.
Yeah.
They don't know the composition. They know what it used to be as a team of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to drop 2 pods on this arm and 2 pods on this arm.
Okay.
There's definitely not going to be enough force to snap those off, but I'm hoping it's enough force to fuck up the mag rails.
Okay.
Oh, power down the station.
I mean, once you're in the tax center, you might be able to turn them off, but for how I want the insertion to look, it has to look like the kind of insertion that I would do if we were in the pods. So a pair on each arm, hoping to fuck up the mag rails, and then one that I want to have drop like directly on the flight pad.
Okay.
And they're gonna assume which one is Pike. Clearly the one on here.
They're going to assume that I'm the crazy motherfucker that landed on the pad and that you guys are going to be backing me up from the arms.
Yep. And then what is your actual plan of entry to the facility?
Mm-hmm.
Are you landing in the water here and then coming in through here?
We're doing the submersible, and we're going to drop far enough out. It'll take us longer to get in, but...
And then we'll use some climbing tools to latch onto the bottom and climb our way up and then cut into Freezer on the sublevel 6.
Okay.
So we'll need water gear. We'll also need the submersible skiff. We're going to need we're going to need breaching charges. We're going to need an industrial cutting torch.
Mm-hmm. A real one.
Okay. Let's one thing at a time. So, all right, breaching charges. How many breaching charges do you guys have presently?
None.
Use them all up, right?
We used them all in the mine.
So I thought.
Yeah.
I would like 2 breaching charges on each person.
Oh man. Okay. Let me
because there's a few doors. There's a few doors on each level that we might need breaching charges for, and we have to account for casualties. And if the firefight is still going, you won't have time to get stuff off your friends. So yeah, the 2 breaching charges on each person, then I will take the industrial cutting equipment.
All right, I'll get to that in a second. All right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2.
Oh yeah. That was nice.
2. 1, 2. All right. And then what was the cutting? Cutting torch?
So the cutting torch that's listed in there is the handheld one, like what Vasquez used.
Yeah.
I want something industrial. I'm looking at like a backpack that's got tanks in it type shit.
There's 2 different, so I typed cutting and 2 different cutting torches shows up. One with cutting torch, which I assume is the one that was what she was using, and then the other one is cutting torch asterisk, but it's an image of a backpack.
That's probably it then, I guess.
That's the one I have.
Give him the heavier one.
A utilitarian for welding cutting when using this one gives a +2 modifier to heavy machinery. What about this one? Power supply 5 does not. So this is just a little.
Oh, I have the cutting torch asterisk. Nice. So I already had it.
Okay, so you have it on which one?
Alita.
Is she gonna keep hers, or is she giving that to Pike?
Do you have weight problems?
Probably. I think everybody does, other than Warren and maybe Pike. Well, probably not Pike.
Warren has pack mule. Alita has pack mule. I think I'm.
No,
14
you're right.
kilograms out of 40, and 15 out of 32 for Warren.
If Wright's good on weight, then that's Wright's gear.
Okay.
Okay.
So give Pike his own cutting torch.
We'll go faster.
Yep. All right. So that's breaching kits, the cutting torch. I'm gonna hand wave rope, flippers, and rebreathers, unless we need them.
I have electroshock grenades on my sheet. Can you take and add them to Alita? And like you can just drag and drop it from my sheet onto her sheet.
Second.
It's at the bottom in the locker. But if anyone's going to use electroshock grenades, I figured it would be Alita and maybe Pike.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, that's right. I have the Armat heavy pulse rifle on Warren. That's gonna be nice.
Why am I not able?
Just
there it goes. It took a second.
Oh, it's a big gun.
It's
all right. Yeah. Well, for whatever reason, I can't move them. But there's a quantity number in there that you can change, or just.
Okay.
I suppose there's that too.
Alita has her stun baton, which is
I'm gonna delete those
off this entire thing.
Off of your. All right, so now no electroshock.
You don't delete them off of my sheet. Those are part of my standard kit.
Oh, well, it's a good thing for you. I gotta look them up anyway.
Yeah, just set the quantity to 0.
Yeah, I got it.
They're in my foot locker. I know what exists and what does not.
Right. Wait, what's even the point of a stun baton? It's powered, doesn't do any extra damage or add to my subdue roll.
It probably uses the same stamina roll or get like made helpless for whatever it was, like 2 rounds or something.
Well,
no.
you were supposed to get 6 of those grenades, by the way.
Oh wow.
You now have the correct number, which was 2. Oh shit! I didn't mean to close that.
I'd also like a case of grenades.
A case, he says. A case of grenades.
How many high explosive grenades does each person want to have?
I'll take 2. Thank you. I already have that on my sheet.
Who needs me to add? Jesus, Warren's got 5 grenades on his inventory right now.
Yeah, he's gonna need them though.
Mike will take 10 grenades.
Just to be.
How do you not have any grenades? No, you did. Oh yeah.
I
see you
was
did
at
that.
0.
I see you did that already.
Yeah, I was at 0, so I just put 10 in my quantity.
How many baton rounds should I have, or is it just one quantity of reloads?
It's 1 reload.
Yeah,
because you fire the batons out of your underbarrel.
Yeah, okay.
Watcher now has a grenade, so you can change the number to reflect how many grenades he's supposed to have.
Watcher wants. Oh my god, he is overweight.
Yeah.
Oh my
Watcher
god.
wants stamina and the ability to carry a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Watcher's not a big marine.
Oh.
Gotcha. Do we have any possibility to get better personnel armor than an M3 personnel armor?
Nope.
No.
That's the best, eh?
Yeah.
The best the man can get.
That's what we get.
All right, Gillette.
Shit. Just the difference in encumbrance between Watcher and Pike is crazy.
It's about this much?
Yeah.
When you play a max level character versus playing a new character on the same save file.
Or when you do all the side quests before you go back to the main story.
Yeah. No shit.
Okay, here's what Watcher is going to do. Watcher is going to leave his regular pulse rifle behind. He's going to take the heavy pulse rifle instead, because he has one, instead of having 2 rifles, because he can't carry 2 rifles.
Yeah, there's no way that's happening.
Uh,
And he probably does he have enough med kits on hand? Well, no, he doesn't. Whatever the number is, he doesn't. But
What's
I
that?
actually took 2 med kits to add to my stash of stuff.
right now there's a medicals dude on the bad ship that's just like, that med box right there is empty. It had a kit in it 2 days ago. What the fuck?
2.5.
Oh yeah. Apparently Wescott, when she's not feeling good, has taken up petty thievery. Obvious bad stealth petty thievery. She just walks off with shit.
How's that saying go? A gear adrift must be a gift.
Mhm.
Oh my god. I don't know how I'm going to trim his weight to get him under encumbrance.
Is Watcher coming
How
with
far over encumbrance is he?
He's 2.25 kilograms over the line. He can still
Okay.
move, but he's slowed. He's taking those stamina penalties.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut my RMAT down to 1 charge and not 2, because I frankly don't really have the extra kilo to spare.
Give it to me then.
Yeah, you can have it. I have 1 on me now.
All right, I'll just.
I would rather have
You're putting
some
it on
med
Warren?
kits.
Putting it on
Yeah.
Warren.
Oh, I got 0.75 left before I'm over encumbered.
Yeah, and they weigh 1
guess-
each.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I could forego a personal med kit that is super
Do you
fluous
have
on us.
do you have anything in medical aid?
No.
I mean, you can give it to Watcher at this point. He's already
Well,
stuck over.
each med kit is a 1 use plus 2 to a roll.
And it's 25,
and
yeah.
But he and I both already have medical aid, so it's probably not worth the wait for you because you're coming with our side.
Warren is going down and dying before he needs to do any medical aid on anyone.
Oh, taking off the shoulder lamp could get that weight back, but since
We might need it.
yeah, not the best
Why is a
idea.
med kit 0.25 and a shoulder lamp 0.5?
Because it's a whole like battery pack assembly on your back with a boom arm with the light on it.
Yep.
Do we need that?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah,
when
each reload
You never
is
know when
a
you're gonna end up in
quarter.
the dark.
Good
Alone,
Yeah,
point.
each-
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, Watcher doesn't have to. If Watcher's not taking point on anything, so him being over isn't as big a deal.
Mhm.
Is the rest of that team like green on weight?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
half a kilo left, so I could shove some extra ammo or something in my pocket.
Yeah, the only way to get Watcher under encumbrance is to make his job harder. So he's just going to be huffing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. We'll pull him ahead.
I mean,
a piece of rope tied around him to help keep him moving.
We just Pike evader him up to the floor.
All right. Are we good
I'll
on
take an
gear?
extra
Is there anything
grenade
else we
to
want?
build myself in.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't forget to take your pressure suits and throw them in the locker to get them off.
Yeah,
your
that's a
weight.
good idea.
Yeah, that might
Yeah,
help with
that's
some of your
already
weight
done.
management.
Yeah, I have myself right at the line of green. So I got 2 regular grenades, electro grenade, 1 breaching charge. I'm only taking my rifle, not the sidearm, because I'm not trained. I don't have my extra feet in the sidearm, and I'd rather just use a pulse rifle with 6 reloads. Because I'm also carrying around like another 2 pounds worth of just electronics gear. So I have a permanent 2-pound penalty just in the necessary electronic gear that I have to carry around. So
Yeah, I don't have any more RPG warheads, so I'm gonna leave the RPG behind. I've got no ammo for it.
sadness.
Been carrying it that thing around, hoping to find more RPG warheads, and I didn't find any.
I don't think it was so much that you didn't find any. You really didn't look much because you're pretty well distracted with other shit, especially in that last mission in particular.
Yeah, I'm not taking my acquired pup with me because, frankly, if we're scanning shit, we should be
shooting shit. There is a riot
shit.
shield or two in the group.
We do have riot shields.
Is that a person in chat?
Yeah, that was somebody in chat asking that.
Oh my god. I was like, wait, I'm actually carrying like 20, I'm carrying over 25 kilograms worth of stuff. What is heavy? The grenades are only 2.5. I have 8 breaching charges. I'm good with that.
You took the whole team's breaching charges like 3 missions ago, and I don't think you actually used them.
I did. In the tunnel.
In the last 2
missions. I remember in the mine, you guys strung up a handful of breaching charges to collapse the mine. It ultimately killed a bunch of Blackguard.
Here, I'm gonna condense this down so I have less entries here. Because my equipment list is very long.
All right, I am gonna use the restroom for really quick, and then when I come back, hopefully we are all set. We can continue with your entering orbit and dropping onto the planet. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I have massaged my gear to the best of my ability. I am used up all my skill points. I've bought everything I can think of.
Like, I guess if Watcher could give up, see, that sucks, but
what would he want to give up if he needed it?
What should my power be at?
4/4, and then the power is whatever item you have that generates power.
Yeah. So the cutting torches starts at power 5.
Yeah, but I only have 1 power on my character sheet.
Yeah, so
change it to 5.
Yeah, the power value is typically the 1 power that lives in your high beam shoulder lamp.
If you right click on the edit button at the end of the line and edit item, you can change the power field. So if Watcher leaves his handgun behind, that he just needs to get rid of 3/4 more of a kilogram. Which is like, if he gets rid of 1 breaching charge, he'd be fine on weight.
Yeah, he can have 1 breaching charge and be out of a handgun. Because frankly, that's what I'm doing, because a handgun isn't really beneficial to me, because I already have extra feats in using my rifle.
Are we looking on inventory management?
Alita is going to get rid of her heavy pulse rifle. Because it's weighing her down.
I am going to suggest you absolutely can do whatever you want. If you're going to take a pulse rifle, take the heavy.
Take the heavy? Okay.
But the difference is the heavy pulse
more
rifle,
reloads.
The heavy pulse rifle has no underbarrel. The regular. So if she wants to be able to fire
like the non-lethal stuff or whatever, yeah,
she needs to take a regular pulse rifle to be able to use any of those.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna put it in my locker. I think, but also across the board for the rest of the team, I think that recommendation still stands. I mean, the downside is you don't have the underbarrel, so you'll have to throw grenades or whatever else you might be doing. But again, it's up to you on how you want to manage that. Because if I'm not mistaken, everybody snagged a heavy pulse rifle from the Kremlin.
Yes. And should I keep my RPG launcher for Alita?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be good to snipe out a gondola going across the...
A gondola going across the the cable car?
I'm sure that if we bring a hammer, we will find a nail.
On this island? I think on this island, at this stage of the game, of the campaign, yeah, there's going to be a nail of every kind here.
All right. Actually, I do have one more equipment request.
All right. What is it? Let's see if Mother denies it or not.
I would like a spotter scope.
No, denied. I'm joking. I know you've got the sniper thing, or you were trying to, or something. Where is my... Oh, the one I've already got.
Are we? I guess I can't even ask that question.
It is the optical scope, or is it the full spectrum spotter scope? It's full spectrum, isn't it?
It's the full spectrum spotter scope.
Okay.
So my thought here is like when we get closer to shore, but we're not in this in the pass yet, like when we're out, like out here or something,
Yeah.
we can peek heads through the water because it'll be very difficult to see heads way that far out in the water.
You can do the Navy SEAL thing and show
do the
just
Navy SEAL thing.
Yeah.
And use the spotting scope to try to make sure, like, is there anything floating in the water here that might be a hazard? Are there people standing right on it that are going to make it hard to get through? Like, so we can check our entrance. And if we need to, one of you can use a spotter scope and I can try to clear it if we need to.
I have a question. Alita's heavy pulse rifle is now in the locker. Can I take both of her reloads and give it to Warren?
I'm sorry, were you asking me something?
That's
mechanically?
our ammo. You can
Yeah.
like the ammo can just be shoved in there. It's no biggie.
Okay, give me a second.
Heck, that's USMC Militech gear. You can have as much reloads for that sucker as you would like, and Mother approves. But Mother would have more in the armor locker or the ammo locker, for sure.
Maybe.
Because we took them off of Blackguard. Of course, we have more of those guns on the ship.
Okay. Well, now Warren has 4 reloads for the heavy pulse and 6 reloads for the pulse rifle, 5 HEDP grenades, and an underbarrel incinerator unit.
Oh, you can't have an underbarrel incinerator at the same time you're using the grenades because the grenade tube or the incinerator, you can't have both.
They use the same slot on your gun.
I'm tossing them. I'm not using underbarrel grenade launcher.
Oh.
Okay. So you want the incinerator and the ability to throw grenades.
I mean, whatever helps me here.
I hear you.
Yeah. I think I might get rid of the harpoon grappling gun because it's a space sub, and it's just a bunch of weight.
Well, you're gonna want at least one harpoon gun so you can ascend to the. Yeah.
Give it to Pike.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me pull you guys back up. Who's got it? Warren.
And
Pike. Just give it to Pike.
Okay, so then I have the knife, the service pistol.
So I'm looking for the. Where is your harpoon gun?
A footlocker.
Space sub A660.
Yeah.
Okay. And Pike should have it now. Yep. And yeah, we'll just.
I'm at exactly at the edge of my green for equipment.
Mike, one of my friends from school, it's like, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said fire.
Yeah, you're right, Jabberwocky. Those riot shields can do some crazy shit.
All right, are we ready to proceed?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You're taking some service skiffs down to the water, and at some point you're going to fire off a bunch of empty Helldiver pod looking things. The dead drop ED3s or whatever the heck they're called.
Yeah, we'll send a signal up to the ship, and at that point, while they're doing their fight, they can fire off the pods.
Yeah. Okay. All right. In that case, let's see. Yep, that's the one I want. The last few hours tick by as you go over your gear, pre-combat checks, pre-combat inspections. There is a fine distinction between the two. They are two separate things. At least as far as the Army considers it. I'm not sure what the Air Force calls it. Probably something geeky. As the badge ship enters orbit, it immediately starts taking fire from the Tunku along. You guys separate in your service skiffs. I think the skiffs, if I remember right, did the skiffs hold only like 1 or 2 people at a time? Or can you get the whole team on there?
I thought it was 2. No, I think it was like 3 or 4 people. We ended up using 2
to get onto.
We wanted to go to 2 different locations.
Yeah. So you get the 2. As you pull away from the bad ship, which in orbit over this blue-green world, it's almost like watching a shadow slither across the stars, but except for the part where it's lit up by not just one ship, the Tunku Along, but also by 2 additional Blackguard frigates that apparently showed up at some point and are now flanking it, that your computers aboard the skiffs identify as the Adawa and the Vidar. And as as Badge's ship starts taking some heavy hits, you guys do one of these, bloop, straight down to the planet, through the atmosphere. Let's see, was there any? Do you guys have to make any rolls or anything stupid like that? No, not yet.
I really don't want to.
Give me. Ooh, let's do. So one person from each of the two skiffs. Give me a piloting roll.
Well, I'm piloting the one with my. I'm piloting.
I think you're
myself
the.
and
You might be the only one on the team with a piloting skill.
No, Warren
my-
has one.
Not
my-
it.
Not
my-
it.
Oh, my skiff is me and Alita, and I will be
Mhm.
will be piloting for my skiff.
Okay. Warren is apparently piloting his skiff.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Because-
Warren was going to be the APC driver, sort of.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was. I made him drive it around.
I mean, that's great.
All right. Oh dear.
Oh,
Are you going to push that, Pike? Ooh. Yeah, you took a solid round. Right through one of your wings. Warren's service skiff is just fine. There is a tremendous splash as your skiff hits the water as you try to maintain some semblance of control. It's not pretty. Fortunately for you, because of how physics works. All right, Mike, take it easy, man. Fortunately for you, the way physics works, your skiff is leaning heavily to one side in the water once you go under, but there's enough water and buoyancy that you don't just like completely tip over and start sinking because it's only like a wing or a canard. I don't know what exactly is on a skiff. Warren, yours easily drops down into the water, slips in like a knife going into a hot knife going into soft butter, right under the water, and you guys make your way without too much delay or anything of note, getting to within a few hundred meters of the island, roughly where the bar scale is here. When I imagine Pike is going to want to take a stop and peek at things before calling down the Helldiver pods.
I would like to take a moment for Pike's signature item.
His kill all the UPP, or did you change it?
Well, I
The
think he's
flash.
changing it. I think he's changing it during that pre-drop prep
Okay.
because his priorities have changed.
Yeah.
So I think like
Oh,
There's
it's
a
the
shot
coffee cup, isn't
picture
it?
of like Eckhart.
Oh, no, wait.
So-
You got her. I'm sorry. I'm
so
sorry.
there's like the shot of the weapons he left behind and some of the extra stuff in his locker, and then like sitting on the top shelf is the flask because that's not his priority anymore.
Right.
I think instead he's taken one of Eckhart's flight like name patches, her flight patch, taking one of her
Aw.
extras.
the
So it's just
Velcro?
Yeah, the Velcro. So it's like, like Eckhart, Captain.
Well, this one probably still says First Lieutenant because that promotion was just a handful of hours ago.
I took her old one.
Yeah.
So as he lands in the water and it's listing to the side, he just like reaches over to the pocket that's in and rubs it and says, "I'll be back soon."
Okay.
And he'll use that to reduce that stress that he took for totally fucking that up.
Yep.
And then, yeah,
On that
as
note,
long-
though, because of the fact that you saw the Badge ship getting surrounded by 3 other ships that look like it'll easily overpower it, and your harrowing combat drop into the surface, because it's well known you were being shot at. Go ahead and take an additional point of stress. But Pike, with your signature item, you can at least clear the 1 stress of the push. I think this whole situation is going to be stressful anyways, so.
Yeah.
But Pike is also a madman, so it doesn't matter how much stress he has. He eventually calms down.
Yeah. He just has to get stuck in. It feels real good.
Feels natural.
So yeah, I think we'll get to we get to that distance where I want to check it out with the spotter scope. And I'll signal, I'll pull as close to the surface and then I'll climb out. And I'll signal for Alita to also come and pop her head out of the water.
Okay. I realize I changed the map and you guys can actually see some labels now. That might help identify various things. You in character don't know what the Eastern Lava Tube and the Power Shunt and the Caldera Mag Rail Station, Grotto Depository, all that shit. But you get the idea.
Still loading.
Oh well. There's some things on there besides what you could see.
Hey, look, I'm glad that those little dots for the bunkers were something that I was debating with myself what they were, and I guessed somewhat correctly. So I'm kind of pleased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like
I'm
to
reloading. I guess it'll be a second. I want to grab something to drink.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd like to roll observation and take a look at our potential entrance and see if the plan has to change.
Take your roll. Remember your stunts. Does that scope give you any modifiers for this observation roll, or is that strictly for your gun?
It's just it gives narrative bonuses, but not a bonus to the roll.
Okay. Because I think for the firearm, doesn't it change the range band slightly?
It makes it so that the spotter can roll observation to give me extra dice on my shot.
That sounds right. Yep.
It's still loading.
Is everybody else able to see it? The map?
I'm in.
Okay. All right, that's one success. Are you pushing that for more, or are you good with that?
I guess I will push it.
Okay. Got panic roll, please. I'm sure this will be just fine. It was almost a 6.
Yeah, I saw what you tried to do there.
I literally didn't mean it like that. It just kind of happened that way.
So I will spend. So yeah, I guess let's start with I succeeded at my observation roll.
Yeah. So
check out the kill box canal.
What you do see is the 2 bunkers that are clearly marked. And you can also see, let me see if I can do this without fucking up my plan here. Oh, I can do that. Okay. You also see, now those are placed because of the way the grid is. It's not very well placed. But there are 4 sentry guns positioned on top of the caldera, pointing downward or angled downward. It looks like they can easily shoot down to the water, but it doesn't look like they all have the same. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it, but basically angles can get really kind of tricky for all 4 to shoot the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Dude,
because of
they're
the
like
elevation.
The entrance and the exit of the canal is like 50 meters apart. It's very unlikely for them to have the same firing arc.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, it's finally loading.
So is there anything?
Are you just having a shitty internet thing right now, Luke, or?
No, it's just stuck at 98%, and it's just been sitting there.
Have you logged out and logged back in?
Just just let it sit at the 99 for a minute or 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like we've loaded almost everything, but here, check this last thing out. Is there any other dangers that I've noticed in there?
Oh, I know what happened.
What happened? I'm curious.
The tariffs. They're charging me tariffs on the last 1% on.
That's funny. That's actually pretty funny. I should not be laughing as much as I am at that, really, but yeah, here we are. Okay. Your question was, do you see anything else in here?
Is there any other dangers in the kill box canal?
None that you can see. As far as, I mean, it's water entering this, 7,500 meter tall. I'm trying to think. It's almost outside of the fact that this is a deadly ass mission. This is almost a picturesque moment of slipping along the surface of the water in between 2 tall cliffs. Okay. It just so happens that there's a or
Bunch of
guns
sentry
pointed at
guns,
you.
yeah. I don't see any activity in the bunkers.
Not that you could see, but it's also safe to assume there's probably something in or around those bunkers.
Okay.
You are distant, like so you're at least a couple 100 meters out, and there's definitely foliage all around. So the bunkers are, you obviously can see the bunkers, but you can't necessarily make out a lot of detail about what's going on in there. You know, there's lighting differences, shadows and whatnot.
Sure. All right. Try to decide who Pike thinks is good at observation.
You want the answer to that?
Yeah, because we've been doing missions together. I probably know who's obviously good and obviously bad.
Warren has the, let me see here. Oh, that doesn't want to open now. Great. There it is. A 5 observation with watchful.
What about Wescott? How's Wescott on observation?
7 or 9 with watchful.
Oh, nice.
I have a 5 wits, remember, and
Yeah.
I have 2 points in observation and watchful.
All right. Yeah, maybe not
First in
the
command and
optimal,
second him.
not the optimal choice, but I think this is the Pike choice. Be like, Matt, I need your help with something.
Okay.
I forgot you guys are using
Heath.
first names now.
So when he comes over and pops his head out, I'll hand him the spotting scope. And I'll bring up my suppressed DMR. Like, we're going to try to lob some shots and see if I can disable the sentry guns. It should be pretty quiet.
Can you make an observation roll, Warren? Just a generic observation roll first. See if you pick something. So what I'm giving you a chance to do is see if you spot something that hasn't already been spotted before you start scoping for your actual target to make these shots. So this will be just a generic observation plus whatever any modifiers you might otherwise have, and then we'll do observation or spotting rolls effectively. Okay, you want to push?
Yes.
Okay.
If I can get to that page, everything's really slow on this.
I wish I could give you a good answer, man. Oh, I'm in panic roll.
But he'll be fine.
Yeah, Warren's usually pretty cool. Okay, so you have 1 success, so you don't see anything in addition. You don't see anything new, but you do spot. What's the best way to phrase this? You do spot movement in both of those bunkers. You just can't identify what exactly you saw move.
Well, I hope they're human.
Again, you spotted movement in the bunkers, but you didn't notice what. Unfortunately, you only had the 1 success. So
because you made the tariff joke, I decided to look up where this is being hosted from, and it's being hosted from BC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, your server?
The server that I'm hosting this on, yeah.
Yeah. So guess who's gonna pay extra money for it next month?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think there's actually tariffs on digital services. At least development and other
There's
things
a
like that
10% blanket tariff for everything. So
yeah, I know.
That might come in. But I digress. Because
No,
it also depends on how much they want to throw down towards the consumer. At any rate. Yeah, so you did spot movement, but you can't make anything out through your field glasses or spotter scope or whatever the hell. But you do have line of sight with no argument to, at the very least, the nearest two, the 2 closest sentry guns. If you wanted to try to disable them before they pop off on you.
Yeah, I try to take these suppressed shots, and at the distance, it should slow it down to subsonic before it hits. So
Yeah.
it should be pretty quiet. If it, hits the side of the box and just penetrates, it fucks up the electronics.
All right.
It'll sound like a rock falling, basically.
Yeah. So I need you to roll an observation, and your successes will be added to my dice pool for the shot.
Observation.
Two.
Two.
Do you want to push it or no?
That's per shot, is it?
So he's getting 2 additional dice right now.
Okay.
His next roll.
Do you? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at 2 extra dice. I'm not gonna push that. Yeah.
He's like, nope. Wind is good. Fire, fire, fire. And he's got it timed so that with your bouncing in the waves.
I gotta look at my penalties on this shot real quick.
What are you looking up?
Let's see, we are like out here, right?
Yeah. So technically you are like a few zones.
Like 300 meters.
Yeah. 300 meters, which is
long range.
Surprisingly, not even that
far
for like sharpshooter.
It's extreme range. Long range
but you got a scope on your rifle. No, he's using the scope though, huh?
I mean, I do have a scope.
But you're using your scoped rifle, right?
Yes.
So you're firing at long range. I'm gonna pull something from 40K. If the range would be extreme, you're actually shooting at long. Which is I believe that's -2 dice. As a range penalty.
But if you're using aim, then it's +2 dice.
Yeah, which there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
I mean, aiming is very important.
It's kind of the point of a DMR shot.
All right.
How many dice? What changes, if anything, on your dice pool?
Not much.
So basically, his observation is canceled by the range penalty.
Yeah.
That's why.
I mean, Anima Special. Yeah. Okay. I think it's a flat roll.
That's what it sounds like. It would be at, as opposed to you taking a even more reduced. All right. That is 3 damage, I think.
2, 3, 4 damage. I'm trying to remember how much.
How much damage do Sins can take?
Yeah, because I don't remember. I know they're pretty fragile.
Well, I'll put it this way. You put a bullet through the sentry gun's brain box, and where the gun is level, you just kind of see it go, bleh.
Okay.
Amidst a shower of sparks and bits of metal flying off everywhere.
Okay. So I'll just while we're in the water with it waving and I've got the rifle at water level, I'll just say back, target down.
Don't worry about that. You didn't see that. Forgot to switch to private. I saw what I needed to see. That's all I know.
All right, give me windage on second target.
So another observation roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when it does the thing. There we go, 3.
Okay.
Nice.
So that will give you a net of 1 additional die.
At this range, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Yeah. You've been waiting this entire series to use a spotter scope.
He has.
Yeah. It's 300 meters with a suppressor.
All right. Let me see how I want to do this. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen. So, well, that's bullshit. Also, I made that private, so I'm going to re-roll just because it was private. And I want the shot to do something besides myth. You get what feels like a concentrated burst of smart gun rounds coming right back at you, and
Oh, you can shoot this far.
it's a smart gun.
Yeah,
Smart
I
gun.
think
I
think it's
okay.
long range.
Listen, I took the 2 off for long range.
Yeah, but we're at extreme range. I think we're out of targeting range for the smart gun. It can't track us, which means there's no motion for it to alert them with, because it's outside of the locking range.
This is not an AI controlled weapon.
It is an AI controlled weapon.
Well,
you put the headset on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it auto tracks motion, and that's how the smart gun gets the bonus to hit, because it has to use that to target and fire. That's how it stops. That's how the gun works. That's why they hip fired on the harness, because the harness adjusts the gun for them.
Okay. All right. I'll let that fly. You definitely get a bunch of bullets coming your way. They don't actually hit. It's you've been spotted. That is obvious at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen. The rule of cool applies to the GM too. God damn it.
I'm just impressed that these guys sitting inside of bunkers heard a suppressed shot at 300 meters.
Yeah, I'd wager if they're asleep. I've actually stood guard myself, and it sucks.
Yeah, I have too, and you can stay awake. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
What I will say is,
all right.
Yeah, they know that one of the guns has gone down. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, you see that as dramatic, I guess.
Yeah. I've made an observation roll that they caught, that they noticed that one of the guns went down, and then they started looking out towards the water, which is the obvious direction that it would probably come from. And saw a muzzle flash.
Well, you know what? If we heard gunshots as they shot over the water, I'll look over at Matt and say, "Find me that gunner. If he can shoot, if we can hear those rounds, we can see him."
Yeah, you definitely catch. I'm not gonna. There's no argument. You were shot at. Yeah, I've already established that. So
roll observation towards the muzzle flash, so I can shoot that asshole.
+2 for watchful.
Sure. You've been in spotter mode this whole time. I'll allow it.
All right. +2. Roll. 2. We need that guy to not.
We need to kill this guy.
We need him not to be able to tell things.
Plus, we know we got a medic with drugs.
Speaking of medic with drugs, go ahead and make that panic roll.
Yeah.
And let me switch this over so people can start seeing the rolls. Oh yeah, Warren,
is that good?
Cool as hell. Yep.
It's
go ahead and 2 dice added to his pool to take out this gunner.
No, a total of 4.
It's Matt. He's just really fucking good.
Well, no, because you're trying to take the same kind of shot at the bunker, right?
Yeah, and this is the most amount of successes he's rolled so far.
Right, so 4 successes, but you have the -2 because of the range.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So we got the -2 from the range, and I'm aiming for +2.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, make shot.
Oh.
Oh, wow. And let me guess, because shits and grits and the rule of cool, you're putting all damage on him, huh?
I'm putting 11 damage in. I'm just going to take a single shot. And because I've been popping these shots to take these things out, I'll do a reload. But I'm going to shoot this guy in the face.
Yeah, you get
he's huge.
You get this. Yeah, the scaling is a little weird. You get the what do they call it? You get the pink mist that every sniper dreams to see. And then
just like he takes the shot,
and then arterial spray as the body slumps.
He takes the shot, and you guys just hear over the radio, "Motherfucker!"
All right. I imagine. Let me put some tokens for you guys on the board here. Let's see. And then you guys are there, 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 and there. Is that everybody? I think that's everyone. Go ahead and position yourselves appropriately based on whatever you're. Oh, you got what? Pike and Wright.
Warren's come over here as well because he's the one spotting.
Yeah, and then Watcher and Wescott are together. Okay.
I appreciate the fact that our tokens are about 30 meters wide.
Yes, they are.
I
Again,
think it's more appropriate to pick one person and plop that down and designate it as that's our group token for now. Because unless we zoom in super close, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, let me put Pike and Warren or what?
Because each square is like 30 to 35 meters.
Let's just use Pike's token because we're close. We are not like 30 meters away from each other.
Yeah, nope, I got you.
Because I doubt we would let our skiffs get super far apart unless we're tactically planning to do so.
Right.
Warren. Or sorry, you just like Matt, find me some other shit.
Got it. Let's see here.
See if he can scan the bunkers and find another guy who's trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's like 3 panic rolls in a row, man.
Yeah.
You're good. Okay. You got 1 success. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for people shoreline that might actually see what have happened, or maybe friends of his that need to not exist. Specifically human targets.
The other bunker on the other side of the canal has somebody in there actively looking out a viewport with a weapon, unable at present to identify a target.
As soon as you find someone, call them out, give me windage.
Let me see here. 3 o'clock. Should be up a couple meters, and there's wind.
There's wind, and there's the rocking of the ocean.
And then we get the roll.
Yep.
All right.
1 success.
I'd like to push that, but it's starting to get excessive. Okay, I negate your penalty.
All right, sniper, take a shot. God damn. Okay. Well,
10 damage.
Yeah. Oops, wrong
Do
button.
I also get the merciless for assisting his kill?
You also get the once again you get the pink mist.
I don't get the merciless, do I?
Does he get secondhand like feel good murders?
I don't know. Is that how? I don't know if merciless. You know what? I feel like maybe you would if you're observing the kill as it happens.
Oh, I'm definitely watching him.
Yeah. So what does that do?
bored.
Each one reduces your stress by 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead and reduce your stress down 2 because you watched 2 live human beings die.
That is assisting slightly my pushes. Okay, so I guess I gotta look for another one, eh?
Yeah, tell me if there's anyone else we gotta hit before we start swimming.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do with these fucking Blackguard? I forgot to roll their fucking armor. Which, actually, they don't have armor for some reason. That's weird.
Good.
Armor piercing.
I'm sorry?
I mean, it even if they roll like max dice on their armor piercing armor rolls, they can't live. It's too much damage.
No, I know. It's a moot point now. So you do actually what you see. So you're gonna get kind of if this was like a video game, you'd have just made those last couple of shots, and then Warren, as you're scanning the beach, you notice that one of the bunkers, which aren't very huge. Like, I know they show a size on there, but they're not terribly large. They're basically just big enough for like a 2-man team to be inside, right? This bunker here,
3 meters across. Yeah.
Yeah. So this bunker here lifts up out of the dirt on a column of steel and wires and whatnot.
Megatron, no.
That's actually kind of funny that you said that.
Oh no.
And in
God.
And then in the column opens up and separates, and there's this berserker inside. And
what?
Yep.
You mean like the fucked up elemental?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think he can shoot this far either.
That's the glory of having a extreme range weapon, I guess.
It's not going to stop the crazy person from chucking a bunch of grenades and chain gun rounds into the water, though.
No, it's not. But
all right, go ahead and make, for those that have the
hey, look,
abilities.
Someone else gets to kill it this time instead of you making me shoot it.
Okay.
I'm sure Wescott does not forget that moment.
I am going to roll again.
Where she had to fire on her own Marines, even if they did go crazy.
Oops. Sorry. Give me a second. I hit the wrong button there.
If Warren stays on 3 and Pike moves to 3, he can go after Warren so we can get spotting for the shot.
Okay. What do you want to do here?
I'm taking the 3, which will tie me with Warren, and I will choose to go after Warren.
So you're going to be 3.1.
Yeah.
And he'll be 3. Okay. And then Warren, you rolled a 5, but you're going to stay at 3, so you get the observation thingy. Okay. All right. I think we're set. Combat has begun. Warren, you're up. And yes, I realize your token is in one spot, but you guys know where you are narratively, so.
Yeah.
Warren? Luke?
I was on mute.
Well,
this whole time.
That'll do it.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going with observation rolls.
Sure. At this point you're not really observing, you're getting firing data, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, firing data, go.
Okay.
Push. Oh.
Damn. Well, it is pretty stressful getting this elemental at you. Okay,
yeah,
before you give your one success to Pike, I'm going to make an offer for strictly narrative reasons. You can sacrifice that one success in order to pick up a fine detail that you would be picking up while observing this thing.
I think that might be the best option.
Okay. In that case, to confirm, you would like to see what this fine detail is and sacrifice the one success.
Considering it was one success, I don't feel like Pike is going to be too upset about that.
Okay.
He's going to be like, well, you basically were useless.
You, in your process of gathering observational data to relay it to the sniper, you notice that on the, for lack of a better word, the chest plate of this particular berserker unit, it has the letter D, followed by a period, followed by the name Watts.
Son of a miscreant.
Now, at the moment, you are the only one that sees that. And I don't know what that would mean for Warren in particular, but I will point out that in Warren's memory, Watts was there with him in that assault. And then, at some point he ran off, and that was more or less the last time he saw his bud.
Yeah. I think
with
Warren
all
is
of
a
his
much
cookies intact, anyways.
I think Warren is a much different man than he was on that station.
Probably. But you
and,
do see it. It's obvious with your in this like 4-second span that you see this, and you're like, yep, that definitely says D. Watts. Absolutely.
What was his first name again?
I believe it was David.
David Watts, yeah.
David Watts. Must be a different one.
It could be anybody. It could be Deidre Watts for all we know.
Yeah. Maybe they're really into
Warren is just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care what his name is. Hey, he's right there. Shoot him.
I mean, coincidences aside, I'm not gonna until I have more information here. I'm not gonna sacrifice the mission on. He's got a similar name as a friend of ours.
yeah, right. But I believe that takes it. Unless you're doing more than just observing, that will take it to.
I don't have a gun that I can shoot at it, so that's okay.
That's a fair point. Pike, you're up with your extreme range with an aimed shot with no observation bonus.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got.
I mean, a lot of these stunts aren't going to really apply to the Berserker suit. I can't knock a weapon out of his arms because they are his arms.
They are arms.
There's no point making a panic roll because he's insane. I don't want to change initiative score with him. I can't make him drop a handheld object, and I feel like you're going to say that I can't knock him over with a bullet. So we're just going to go for damage.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best bet. All right, what's your damage total here? You've got 6 successes, 8 damage?
8 armor piercing.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I just killed him.
I really want to do more than that. I can't let him go down like a chump.
He goes down like a chump because there's an entire base of those fuckers in there.
He gets crippling pain.
Wow. You should have let him go down. Now you're just torturing him.
Yeah.
All right. So if we have to kill him through the criticals, right? At least so if you're giving him the same player rules, then he's still out of the fight. He's at no hit points. He's taken the critical, which means he's disabled.
All right, that's fair.
So you can either have him be disabled and we'll just murk him when we get there, or he dies some glorious whatever way.
Yeah.
Because he's dead no matter how you play that.
Yeah, I think for narrative reasons, I think what you see is you get this beautiful shot that somehow manages. I can't believe I rolled like fucking 4 dice and didn't get a single goddamn mitigation. Anyway.
We killed a berserker before, so I know there's a person in it. So I shoot about where I believe
roughly where the head is,
where I think about where the chest ought to be, and hope that I'll hit head or chest.
Yeah, and your bullet hits, and it definitely penetrates, and this thing basically just stops mid stride and slumps to its knees on the beach, and kind of leans over, and one arm dangles in front of it, so he's almost like tripoding onto the surf. You know what I mean? So he's on his knees, and he hasn't quite fallen all the way over because one of his gun arms is holding him up. It's almost as if he's waiting for you to come closer.
Yeah, making sure the chest plate's visible.
Yeah.
Because movie. So after I take
exactly. Plot reasons.
After I take that shot, I'll be like, Octavia, call in the pods. So when it gets to your turn in initiative,
I've called off. I've already ended the combat for now.
Okay, well then narratively, Octavia, call in the pods.
Click, send message. I basically text Karen because it's not called Mother up there.
No, it's Mother. Karen is
Mother, aka Karen.
Yes, but Karen is an intrusive program.
Yeah, I sent a text message to the
to whom it may concern. Whoever's running this shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Renance. I'm sorry.
To whom it may concern. Please drop pods. Or
Dropping
really,
paths.
although really the message should be something like insert the team or something.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
we have
Inserting. Just a tip.
Christ.
Yeah. I'll be right back. My cat's being weird, and I need to go retrieve the object he's about to shove in his face.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. So,
Cats are like that.
well,
So
that's
we're
fine.
going
That'll
in.
give me a second to narrate what happens here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my. Oh my. Let's see. 1,
10d6?
2, 3, 4. So 5 pods are shot down from orbit. They burn through the upper atmosphere and come right down on top of the facility. 2 of them are slightly off course and look like they're about to hit the lagoon until they get blasted out of the sky by the array of railguns, and then further accentuating the massive array of sentry guns around the rim. Of the 5, only one makes it onto the rig in any way, shape, or form. And for shits and giggles, of course, it's the one that lands on the roof of the facility, the Pike one. I think it's just funny at this point. So 4 of them get blasted out of the sky. 2 of them almost drift off course before getting shot down, and then the one lands dead center.
Time for us to go
Okay.
in.
Well, this is gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Oh, we gotta drive these subs in.
Subs.
Your sensors are indicating that it does appear that you can stay under the surface of the water all the way into the lagoon. I will point out once again that the hulking form of a dead berserker is chilling on the beach with an ominously named name tag on its chest plate.
Yeah, but we're underwater. We can't see that.
Yeah. I saw it though.
Yeah?
You did for sure.
And maybe you want to
Mhm.
confirm?
I feel it's a post-credit scene that we can probably get out of this.
I mean, not if we nuke the facility from orbit, to be sure.
How are we getting off of this thing?
You worry about that before the nuking.
We're gonna steal a dropship.
Okay. Honestly, I believe that a lot of these guns here are probably going to be very bad for my health if I decide, hey, I just want to go up there for a second.
Actually, given where he is in that bunker, the guns that you guys did not eliminate in that killbox canal, it does not appear that they can actually traverse and hit you there.
I really don't want to sacrifice the efficacy of this mission. And I'm pretty sure I have only Wescott and Watcher to convince about going over there to see what's in that elemental. Yeah, which comes back down to, I think Rodance needs to come back before I can discuss that.
Okay. We can pause X for there, right there, or
What time is it? It's only 1. Okay.
Yeah. We got about 30 minutes before we need to start moving into closeout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So far, an eventful mission.
Westcott answer would be fuck no. We have a mission.
Is everything
She
okay with
has
your
rank.
kitties? Are your cats good?
She's good
I
again.
have to clean up a mess because they had made a mess in the other room and now we're complaining about it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I have my headset. I'm just muted because it's loud.
Yep. No worries.
Okay.
All right.
She pulls rank.
Without using the talent, she pulls rank. Got it. All right. Yeah. I guess you would start scooting in closer to the canal.
Scooty Puff Jr.
I think we tried to move too much at once here.
I only see 1 token for me.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 now. If I reload, will it clear one? Or should I just wait for it to drop on its own?
If you refresh, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta log back in too. That's cute. There we go. Okay. All right. You move in closer. You're ignoring the dead berserker. Jesus, even that token looks like it's a thing with just guns on it.
Yeah, it's got a flamethrower, an automatic grenade launcher, a small Gatling gun.
Yep.
Like
It's got not just a small Gatling gun. I imagine it's the A10 Gatling gun.
And it's permanently an overkill.
Yeah. Oh.
Really? I really have no lore for these killing machines. I thought it was bigger than what it is.
The short answer is they put a man inside a mechanized suit and they pump him full of
drugs.
They pump him full of drugs to induce violent psychopathy, and then juice him with combat stims to make sure he stays awake and aggressive while he's just an insane, wants to kill everything around him, crazy person.
Okay.
And they drop them places and they indiscriminately kill everything around them until the pilot finally dies from neurological shock.
Or they,
Which would happen.
If for some reason the berserker manages to complete their mission, they can also do a remote dump pacification medication on him, inject him with like tranks and whatnot, and then they can extract them.
For extra fun, when they first did the program and they put volunteers in, the volunteers only lasted like 15 minutes to an hour, and then they would fry and die.
Mm-hmm.
But they could get more than an hour, almost maybe like 2, or even for extreme cases 3 hours of lifetime out of a pilot if the pilot was like a criminally insane murderer. They took to the drugs better.
Yeah, they're wild. I had a feeling you guys would probably take them out pretty easily. I might do a little bit of damage. I was really hoping I'd do some damage. I have done 0 damage, except luckily getting a single shot through somebody's service skiff.
That's true.
And that's only not because I succeeded, but because you failed.
Yeah. It's just it's rough for the guys on the beach when Pike and his weapon system are capable of like 1 kilometer shots, 1 kilometer snapshots with us. Yeah,
yep.
It's
Yep.
I will say this, as you're making your approach, you do notice, and you may even get a notification on the computer via its relay to Mother aboard the bad ship, that there is a pretty significant tropical storm on the horizon. This would
we couldn't check the weather network?
Well, so this would be something that, like, in part of your mission briefing would have been some sort of notice about the weather. These storms are common, and it's not a surprise that there's a storm getting ready to come through. So just, it's like an hour or 2 out, maybe a little bit more, but it's there. Okay. It's coming. It's on the horizon. Right now, it's sunny and a balmy 78 degrees with 86% humidity.
70.
I don't know what that sounds like in Celsius. I'm sorry. It's nice and comfy, except for the humidity.
Yeah, humidity all the sense.
So
now, what might be what I'm hoping for at this point is, because they returned fire, that if somebody was watching or they noticed or they're looking at a status board or whatever, they'll see that weapons discharges occurred and there's no more weapon fire. So between all those pods all blowing up and the return fire and no more shooting, hopefully they're going to go out to do battle damage assessment and see if they won the fight. So
without any response from the ground team, I think they're going to assume bad things.
I mean, there's still weapon systems that are active in the area, because we're going to leave. We're going to leave these alive, and we're just going to ride across the bottom of the canal so they can't shoot us.
That's a good point.
Oh, is that what you're going to do? If that's what you're going to do, I need both boats to make a piloting roll, please.
Okay.
So please roll well, Warren.
One of you from each of the 2 boats.
I don't want to get shot at.
Oh, man, all my fucking windows or tabs are gone, so I had to. God damn it. Go.
I cleaned up the mess, and the cats are now all spastic again.
Of course. How that goes.
Hey.
Right. Give me just a moment, and I will do what I need to do there. I just need to get my tabs the way I had them. Because when I refreshed
show off.
When I refreshed it, dump them, basically. Let's see. Up there. That can go there. That can go there. That can go here. And then keep that. Oh my goodness. Okay. This. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize this was until I needed tabs that weren't there.
Yeah, that was me last night when I was trying to find anything on my computer.
Yeah. Okay. So Pike's boat is fine. Warren's boat is fine, but Warren needs to roll stress. Or panic, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was me. Okay.
Yeah, make that panic roll, please. Man, you've gotten so many panic rolls tonight. You only get 1 experience point for all of them, right?
I know, but
okay.
Also, do I get down 1 stress for my our kill?
Oh yeah. I guess you do get 1 down for killing the berserker that you're going to totally ignore. The moment here.
It'd be that fucking murder bunny moment where we're flying out in the drop ship and he just mentions offhand from the back of the ship, like, I think that berserker might have been Watts. Like while we're leaving.
Shit, I need to
yeah.
This is like a oh hey afterthought.
Yeah, really. Okay. I guess you make it inside the into the lagoon without being detected. You sneaky sons of bitches.
So I would like to. I'll take the show off because my skiff is damaged, so it's harder to get through there. And I do some like I go through like sideways or something in order.
Are you trying to do a James Thurston with your service skiff?
No. But like I probably have to like come in sideways in order to like force the damage side to not dip too low while I'm riding across the bottom, and that's my show off is like sidewaysing my way through this thing quite stealthily.
All right, go ahead and put your token there in the middle, and let me see what we're looking at here. I need the one. Let's see. Second. All right, you have made it inside the lagoon. Are you surfacing here? I mean, you kind of have to.
We're gonna go directly below where those like antenna and like substructure stuff are hanging below,
and therefore the guns can't shoot you.
Yeah.
All right. The water here is a vibrant blue and a steamy 43 degrees Celsius, heated by the magma chamber below. At its center is the deepest point, about 10 meters. Floating around in the water are dismembered remains of about a dozen or so Blackguard commandos. Twisted metal scrap of an ejection pod is wrecked on the rocks of the lagoon shore, and when you look up at the rig, you can see an empty cavity where there was a pod once upon a time attached.
That is upsetting.
Yes. So the idea that I believe was mentioned at some point, some sort of containment device that can be separated, has already been separated. Where it had on that one image I think the vault.
Yeah, Matt here, and I'll hand him the grapple gun so he can shoot it, go up there, and tie off the rope for the rest of us.
Is anybody looking around other than the basic information I've just provided?
Yeah, Wescott would while the others are
okay.
I've got my rifle out. I don't know if there's going to be anything in the water, but we had a whole fucking conversation about this, and I'd like to get out of the water alive. So for fucking sure. All
right. Anybody choosing to make observation rolls and looking around the water and whatnot? Go ahead and make your rolls now.
Do I need to add my watchful dice?
What's the condition for watchful?
We're looking for shit that's scary.
Sneak attack.
Or sneak
attacks.
I
mean, that's definitely applicable here because this is a combat situation. Wescott, stress, please. Uh-oh. Oh, you keep it together with that 6, okay. And then Pike's got 2 successes.
I got Iron Will. Or Nerves of Steel.
Anybody else making observation rolls?
I can't because I'm a tasked person.
Correct. You have right though. Is right making one?
Sure. Uh oh my god.
She got like 2 dice total, 3 dice total. Okay, on a single success, you see something. Oh, who's else rolling dice? Oh, Watcher. Okay. There is indeed something big, dark, and serpentine lying beneath the water's surface here, and a majestic head crest jutting out of the water, almost like a sadistic shark fin. Did anybody who got more than 1 success?
I did.
Pike, you notice that it is a dead Xeno queen.
Dead Xeno queen.
And there is a berserker, roughly waist deep in the water, kneeled against the corpse.
They really arenaed that.
It almost looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, hurry the fuck up.
Yep. Do I just shoot it? Yeah.
Yeah, just shoot it. Yeah.
You got your success you needed.
Yeah, just roll that stress though. Because fucking Warren. And he's keeping it together. That's the funny part. Any other person would have fucking lost their shit by now.
I mean, seeing a couple people and Watts die really does just bring me back to where I'm supposed to be.
Wow. Can you imagine this shit when we started this campaign? You guys would have fucking... Oh my god. Alright. Your fucking harpoon gun shoots up into the bottom of the rig. It locks in nice and tight. You start tying off the rope. Give me mobility rolls from everybody that's climbing up. And if you
I guess
fail...
I'm first, eh? Oh yeah, I don't have to roll.
Yeah, you're already up there.
Yeah.
I can't make a stamina test to go up this rope.
No, I want mobility, damn it.
All right.
Pike makes it up.
Octavia makes it up.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Pike is gonna push.
And Pike makes it up with his stress die.
I think what happens with Pike is he starts climbing up, and God, I almost want to say he starts climbing up and then just starts laughing at something, but that's not Pike. What causes Pike to stutter or stumble?
He goes partway up, and he stops, and he's trying to like turn and get a good shot. The rebreather's making it hard. He's trying to get a good shot of the dead queen and the berserker leaning against each other with his helmet cam, and he like slips a foot down because he's at such a weird angle, and he goes, all right. It just like keeps climbing.
Yeah, it's like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, right. You make it up. You get a stunt. Anybody else get a stunt for mobility?
No, the other two of us dragged ourselves across the finish line.
Yeah. All right, right. You get a stunt. What do you want to do with that stunt for climbing the rope here?
Just make it up.
Just make it up. You do it in like half the time. In fact, you somehow managed to impress Pike without even using the stunt to be impressive. Okay.
There we go.
All right. What do we got here?
Oh,
Watcher makes it.
He gets a stunt too. Does he do it in half the time, or is it just he does it with no worries, even though he's carrying a bunch of fucking weight?
I think he's gonna make the rope move a lot less. He's gonna be a lot stabler coming up.
Okay.
So the last person who has to come up gets a +1.
All right. All right.
I think he was the last person up.
Yeah, he is the last one. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well,
you do not own any tokens of vision in this scene.
Awesome. We fixed that.
Good. That's great.
Let's see. Warren, Pike, Nate, sure, and Wescott. All right, I've dropped you in the vault. I figure actually that's probably not a bad place for you to be. Just the vault isn't actually
not there anymore.
Correct, it is not.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we have to climb up. We can't climb into the void. We got to climb up along the edges.
You do see this door up here, though.
Yeah.
That is, for the time being, it is closed.
It does make our jobs easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna signal for breaching charges. We're gonna put a breaching charge on each side. We're gonna blow this huge fucking door off.
I put my one breaching charge on one side. I get to take it off my sheet. Yay!
Okay. Actually, I think let's end here for tonight. It's a smidge
Mhm.
early, but I think before, without getting too much, I feel like this is just a good stopping point. Is really what I'm trying to say, even though I'm jumbling my words like crazy. Are you guys good with the setting up the way it is there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like this is a good spot to hold where you've effectively penetrated, not quite penetrated, but you're about to penetrate the facility. You've already made it onto the what you call it, the island. So let's start with some outros. We are a smidge early, but like I said, I just feel like this is the best place to go ahead and start. Let's talk about experience points. Obviously, everybody gets one for participation. And then, did you risk or sacrifice something to further your agenda? Don't think anybody really risked anything tonight so far.
There's very little risk somehow.
Nah.
Except
Somehow it was
except
very
for
easy.
77 panic rolls.
Well, we get experience for that too.
Well, he's gonna get one.
Actually,
I don't think Watcher's gonna get it. I think
Is he along for the ride at the moment?
we had a like we put together a few different ideas before, and one of the ones in particular that I think was a much better plan than what we're doing right now was to spoof our IFF and land on the pad so that we could take control of all the drop ships below the gun level. Eckhart could have, using the rocket racks below gun level, just blown up all the railguns. And given us a secure escape and making sure other people couldn't escape while we descended so nobody could get out of the facility. Probably the best plan. But Pike was willing to risk all of our lives on a much more dangerous plan to make sure Eckhart wasn't in danger.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. So everybody except Watcher is what you're going with here? Or does Watcher get that one too?
Wait, Watchers is get these Marines back to their families, and he literally did nothing the entire session. So
yeah, except climb a
like
rope.
mine is bring my command back, and all we've done is lead into further danger, so mine doesn't apply either.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that. So everybody but Wescott and Watcher. Let's see. Did you risk your life for your buddy? I think the only one that came close to risking their life might have been Pike because he was shooting at things.
Warren because he stuck his head out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when you did that, you were like as low in the water line as you could get, and still have your head up with the glasses.
No, it's Warren. He's got like 1 foot on like the edge of the boat, and he's just like,
oh, you've got the Captain Morgan pose going.
yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see Warren doing some Captain Morganing.
I gotta get the whole angle here.
Yep. He's like, fuck it, I'm at sea, I might as well fucking pirate it up. Alright. We didn't have anybody challenging or standing up to the rivals. Let's see. And then memory says Warren, obviously, right as well. Gets one for panic rolls. I think.
I get one too.
Wait. No, wait, did Wright get one?
No.
Or am I reading that wrong?
Wright hasn't rolled anything.
Oh, yeah.
Pike had to make a panic roll.
I'm sorry?
Pike had to make a panic roll.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? All right, so if you made a panic roll, you get that. Dangerous event. I'll give this one to everybody.
Getting to the surface.
Yeah, I'll give this one to everybody just because of the nature of this mission. Everybody can take that one for the dangerous event, violent, non-violent, because everybody did get pulled into a combat, even though it was very quickly over.
And everybody had to survive sneaking underneath the other 2 guns, so we did go through a dangerous situation without violence.
Significant discovery or revelation, Warren. Yes.
Yeah.
But he hasn't shared that information with everybody, or has.
Well, I'm talking about the alien queen sitting on the thing on the floor of the freaking caldera. That's a significant revelation.
Yeah, that there was that not only was there an alien queen here at some point, but she's dead.
Killed by Berserker #2.
Yeah.
Frankly, I would consider that more important than the Watts revelation because the Alien Queen can mind control us.
Well, yeah, there is that, but also I wanted to make sure Watts had one more chance to make an appearance.
And make it back on the team as a psychopath.
No, he was absolutely not going to make it back on the team. Absolutely not.
No.
Let's see.
Sad.
Extraordinary action of some kind. Pike for almost single-handedly fucking taking out the opposition in order to get everybody into the facility. I'll take that. Anybody
Pike
else
got to be a sniper.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I finally did the Sniper Spotter team. Whole campaign.
With your favorite Marine.
With his favorite Marine.
With his favorite Marine.
All right. I got 2 for Warren here.
Okay,
One,
go for it.
he flew the little skiff down into the water flawlessly.
Okay.
Or B, he noticed Watts and then was like, nah, it's fine.
I think the extraordinary action would closer to align with the flying smoothly, flawlessly, than it would the other. Because the other one kind of falls more under the significant discovery.
Yeah, but the extraordinary action is being like, that's our friend, and I'm not gonna mention anything.
It is extraordinary to me that you didn't bring that up as soon as you saw it.
Yeah.
But either way, you still get a point regardless.
Okay.
So, but I feel like the more extraordinary is the fact that you made your ingress so smoothly. And then lastly, everybody gets experience point because you're still getting paid. Feedback and outros. Let's start with Rodance, who had a fairly quiet night except for the part where she had to herd cats. Literally.
Yeah, they knocked some things over and broke a little bit of stuff and made a mess, and it was better to clean it up before they tracked it everywhere.
That's usually how things like that work out.
Of course it's gross too, because they like random cat poop in the middle, like the fuck. It's like,
what did they knock over?
They had knocked over some stuff in the laundry next to where their litter box is.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I have like my hallway has like a alcove where my laundry units are. Because it's like it's not in like an enclosed room or a closet. It's actually like a full on like 5x8 alcove.
Okay.
Somehow in this house where the laundry just chills. And I keep the litter box in there and a shelf of random like you would in any generic closet.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have doors. And they just knocked some stuff over and it made a mess and I needed to clean it up. Because of course it was in the litter and it was everywhere.
Yeah, and that's usually how it goes. And your heads up that there's a mess is the cat scattering.
Yeah, the cat's coming out here and making a hissy fit and digging at the carpet because they suddenly can't get to their litter box is what triggered it.
Yep.
Because I'm like, why is he pawing at the floor weird? Oh, that's the I want to poop dance. Oh, what did they do?
What are they doing? I will be right back.
Yeah. The I want to poop dance is a very distinctive dance that cats do.
Well.
Yeah. But in any case, I am surprised that we survived just even the trip in, and we are standing inside the base. That was better than I thought it was going to go with the low percentage chance to survival of several of those ways in.
Yeah, and the fact that a berserker showed up and didn't even get a chance.
Yeah,
to
we
shoot.
kind of just red misted the last one using APC turret, so the fact that it went down with like a pot shot was kind of impressive.
That was, yeah.
Pike doesn't take pot shots.
Yeah, clearly. Luke, what do you got for us? Feedback, outro, comments?
I'm feeling optimistic about this mission.
It doesn't have the space station feel.
No, for one, it doesn't have explosive decompression.
That's a fair point.
I fail exploding a whole section of people. So that's a whole thing. But I'm actually just checking on talents and things like that because I just realized that I don't have like rapid fire, rapid reload, things like that, and I'm like,
you might want those.
Those would be kind of neat at this point. Warren just broke the 10 skill in range combat, so I'm like, oh, that's good.
So wait,
but he also has
what's his range combat now?
10.
Damn.
Not only is it 10, he has an agility of 5 and then a -2 because of a gouged die.
Yep. That's right. Well, his eye has been replaced. Didn't we replace his eye?
Yeah, but he can't see with it. It's a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's more
technically
cosmetic than anything else.
Yeah. I don't have like a bionic eye that like super zooms in on things.
Well, I mean,
That'd be cool.
but also at least it's not a Warhammer 40K eye that looks like this friggin' big and super bright red light.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm sure
Um,
there's some form of synthetic eyes eventually because androids exist.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Actually,
connecting
you know
them
what?
to
Now
like
that
the
I think
neural
about it,
network in your brain.
I'm surprised. I don't remember seeing much in the way of cybernetics. Like, there's obviously synthetics. There's not a lot in there that I've seen. I don't remember seeing anything for cybernetics in any of the rule books.
Like the first time that I saw cybernetics in this universe, whatever, was the guy that I sent the picture of.
Yeah, and that's not even cyber. It's just a false leg.
Yeah, it's just a prosthetic leg that it's mechanized enough that he can use it to keep running and fighting.
Yep. Anything else, Luke?
Okay. No, I just want to drop rapid reload and rapid fire on my sheet at some point. I just deducted the points because I know both of you guys have it to just like give it to me, right?
Yeah, Pike probably. Let's see, rapid.
Yeah, I have both rapid reload and rapid fire, and so does Pike.
Here's the training manual.
All right, Warren has both now. Kane, feedback, outro comments. What do you got for us?
I finally got to Sniper Spotter.
You did.
It took the entire fucking campaign, but
a year and change, and 41 episodes later. Oh man,
It's also like shooting. And I stopped where I did for a reason. It was good. I eyeballed that we'd be in an extreme range, so that we'd be out of range of most weapons.
Yeah. That was good thinking as far as stopping there, because obviously, a few sentry guns, and then the berserker showing up, and then not to mention the blackguard with smart guns. That could have made things difficult for you.
I was really hoping that, like, with that range, that like it would just sound like a dropping rock or something falling out of a tree or something, hitting stuff that they weren't directly looking at.
So my ruling on how you alerted the blackguard to your presence was that they had some sort of sensor set up on the guns, and when it was destroyed or rendered inoperable, it triggered a signal to server state.
Okay.
I could just imagine it right now.
That's what I was hoping
like,
to do.
Signs.
What's that, Luke?
I could just imagine it now, like the big sign, and it just turns red.
Yeah.
So, like the one gun.
Yeah, a bank of monitors, and all of a sudden one just goes static, and then the others are like active or whatever. Something along those lines. Yeah, because you got to imagine that there's some sort of. I mean, we've got an obvious location for a command center, so there's at least plausible idea that somebody is aware of when those guns go down.
Yeah, I was hoping to take the two turrets there and then start our way in. So if we encountered like mines or something in the canal and we had to go to the surface, we could assault the bunkers without dealing with the auto guns killing us coming out of the water.
Yeah, and well, I mean, you guys made the piloting rules to infiltrate the sensor detection grid that they had set up around the island, so you didn't have to worry about anything like mines or whatever. That doesn't make any sense the way I said it,
but that was the plan.
Yeah.
And now I'm hoping that it looks to them like they won a gunfight. It was a costly one, but they won one, and the second team dropped and got blown away by their air defense guns.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they are going out there to see with their remaining guns. Did they win that fight? Did the berserker kill some shit and then like bleed out or something? So I'm hoping they investigate. And it's not like
self-destruct pretty fast, so even if he had one, he might still be dead.
Right. So I'm hoping they're going to go do a battle damage assessment and not be like, oh no, there's intruders, because there's no other sign. Like we made it through the, we snuck into the caldera and everything. So I'm hoping we're still, at least as far as our part of this, we're still stealthing until that battle damage assessment is finished, which requires getting guys all the way out and hiking it to the bunker or riding an ATV or something out there and trying to find everything that got hit.
Yeah, I totally.
Yeah, we didn't
totally
step
forgot.
foot on the
I
ground
did
or
forget about
expose
one
ourselves to
small
cameras.
detail, but it's not terribly important. But obviously, there'll be some bad guys moving around off camera.
Yeah, I'm just hoping if we go fast enough, they'll still be in the middle of doing that BDA.
Yeah,
we do our assaults.
Yep. All right. Anything else? Anybody?
We need to remember to see if we can hear the radio chatter next session.
I mean, we know there's going to be people on this floor we're about to blow into, and I'm hoping there's at least a guy with a radio for you to hack while we're working our way up, while you're waiting for your turn to go up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So we can listen in, because Pike does still want to, like, once you guys say you're ready to breach the command center, and we're just like, we're sitting there holding buttons, Pike wants to get on and try to turn the blackguard. If the conversation isn't going well, he's just going to signal for you guys to just start the assault mid-conversation.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if there's going to be blackguard anywhere, they're going to be in the tax center.
There'll definitely be some in there.
We will find out where everybody is as you get there starting next week. That is it for us here tonight. Thank you, my friends, for stopping by, hanging out. If you enjoyed the show, of course, please mash all the buttons, like, subscribe, share, etc., etc. Also, please consider joining the Discord server and hanging out with us and talking shit with us and telling me how I do a horrible job of either playing this game or any of the other games I run, or tell my players that how wonderful their characters are. Both will get you many, many cool points with our community. Talking shit to me and telling my people that they're doing a great job. That's about half right. Let's see. Rodance, you look like you're about to say something.
I was just thinking that they would be in good company because more than one player enjoys needling you, Omar.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. On that note, of course, you can join the Discord if you're watching during a live stream. Type into the stream chat !Discord. That will get you the link to join us. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, the description link is the Discord link is in the description below. With all of my jumble of words and not really sure what I'm going to say, I'm going to say this. Stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy dark place, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. And as for me and mine, we are out of here. See you next time. Have a good one.